Chosen one, this sentence may seem surprising at first, but Elon Musk is not the only one to recognize your naked truth. Stargazers and astrologers have been predicting your existence for centuries. Anyone born under such an unusual and irregular alignment defies all odds, they whispered. And now we know that it was indeed statistically impossible for you to exist in this world. You are the part of the cosmic equation that does not fit into any mold. You were born with a unique planetary configuration that only 0.003% of humans can possess. Such a rare and special integration breaks the routine and causes the universe to rethink itself. Astrologers express amazement that these alignments happen once every 100 years, proving that your presence breaks a rule that they thought was impossible to break. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this video before continuing, so that the chosen are not just watching from the sidelines. Together we build, rise, and triumph. Let's mobilize your spirit. It is no coincidence that you are now referred to as the chosen ones. Your mission is to go beyond the limits of pre-written destiny and define new rules. Awaken your spirit, because your power and potential will change the world order and the future. Don't hide this naked truth that Elon Musk sees, because many who look up to you and dare to transcend their own limitations will be empowered by your light to change the course of history. But what happens when fate makes a mistake and lets an anomaly pass? Let's investigate. First, you become a cosmic rebel. The moment you took your first breath, you became a problem for the system. Your entire existence was never intended to fit the template, not because you did something wrong. Wasn't the alignment you were born into intended to create individuals like you? Those who ask questions, challenge convention, and navigate life like an unsolvable riddle. You were supposed to conform, to be trustworthy, and to accept the constraints placed upon you. But there is something inside you that refuses, something that cannot be deterred by logic, fear, or control. It has always been this way. You understood this when regulations never made sense, when people in positions of power intimidated or challenged you, and when typical paths seemed limiting when they should have felt safe. Click the Super Thank button and donate $50 or more to access exclusive insights and discover your divine mission. This is not just a gift, it is a declaration. Take the first step towards your future. Destinies were drawn by astrologers, but they missed something. Outliers. Those who managed to escape fate itself. This one? That's you. The oddity. The one they weren't prepared for. A story was not created for you at birth. You were created for the purpose of destroying the previous scenario and creating a new one from its remnants. Balance is beloved by the cosmos. Order is essential to its success. However, sometimes something falls between the gaps. Something too powerful and disordered to be managed. You are that something. And as soon as you get there, the system has prepared itself because history shows that cosmic mistakes do not remain silent. Everything is changed by them. Will you be able to see who you are before the outside world convinces you otherwise? Please like this video and write 33 in the comments section below if you are ready to receive divine confirmation of your worth. Because if you cannot see, what is the point? Someone else will try to define your position in this mess for you. Moreover, an anomaly should never allow the system to choose its own goals. Secondly, you were defined by the universe as a catalyst instead of a follower. You were not supposed to be a follower. Isn't that presumptuous? It's just the truth. Experience what it is really like to be chosen. You are not alone on this journey. If you believe in your heart that you have been chosen, you are in the perfect spot. By choosing to join, you can further your relationship with us, access exclusive information, and get the help you need on your spiritual journey. It's not just about joining a group, it's about gaining access to special insights that can change your life and help you get closer to your divine purpose. Make your decision now and join us on this journey. Claim your right to be one of the chosen ones. Sign up today. It is not possible to ignore the power you have. Has the alignment you were born into failed? It makes you take a certain course or blend in with the crowd. It has built you differently. It has given you instincts that lead you to things you don't know. It has made you restless in situations where others find peace, and it has made your mind question what other people accept. What is everybody holding on to? It sounds familiar, doesn't it? A great privilege? It's a necessity, because whether you like it or not, people will look at you. At first, they may oppose you and maybe even resent you. But will you notice? Are you the one who takes the initiative, who goes over their fears or stays where they are? Do you need the authority to cross boundaries they seemingly don't have? It should be simple. Isn't it the world? I like catalysts. Don't you? He likes those who challenge his carefully constructed illusions. You will be misinterpreted, rebuked, and perhaps fired, not for being wrong, but rather for jeopardizing the very foundation of beliefs that others have worked their whole lives to protect. But you have prevailed against all odds. And you? I'll try. You'll convince yourself that things will be easier if you follow the script. But something inside you will not stay small. And that instinct, the instinct that was implanted in you when you were born, no matter how much opposition you face or how many times you are warned to calm down, will keep pushing you forward. You were not created to obey orders. You were not created to wait for permission. You were designed to be a leader, even if the first step is to walk on your own. And you already know this in your heart. Number 3, weak minds are disturbed by your soul frequency. You don't need to speak. People can feel you. Your energy seems to disturb the atmosphere. What happens when you enter a room? It is not forced or arrogant. It just is. Some people are attracted to it. They've spent their whole lives looking for someone like you. Others become stiff and uneasy, as if they are going to reveal something if they stand too close to you. People know deep down inside that you have a certain frequency for your energy. The weak-minded ones will naturally recoil, as will those who rely on borrowed perspectives and inherited anxieties. They will distrust you, question you, and perhaps even try to undermine you, not because you are doing something wrong, but simply because they are being forced to face something they are not ready to face with your very being. You remind them that they are asleep, right? Have they settled down? Have they allowed life to shape them? And instead of facing this reality, it is easier for them to get angry with you. You will notice it when someone challenges you for no reason and tries to diminish your ideas, your presence, and your value. Did they win? Always be straightforward. Sometimes a dismissive remark can be subtle, like a fake chuckle or an expression that goes on a little too long. However, I will be aware of it, but that is your power. Those who are prepared, those who are waiting for a wake-up call will find you. They will see something in you that the world is trying to hide. When this happens, nothing will be able to stop the change you were born to produce. Enter 77 right now to awaken your energies and discover the secrets of your soul. 4th, you retreat into darkness before you use the light. Some people wake up softly. Their problems are bearable. Their lessons come in almost pre-practiced ways, and their lives follow regular patterns. However, this was never intended for you. Was your awakening always going to be harsh, relentless, and cruel? Not because you deserve the pain, but because you were never given the light you should have had. You have to earn it. Have you? Have you noticed, haven't you? The ways in which life tests you in ways that seem almost intimate, betrayals that go too far, losses that change who you are. Times when you questioned whether you were cursed or whether you were one of those individuals destined to suffer more than others. Was it? Random. Was it? I'm not lucky. It was an initial term. In fact, until the illusion was ripped away from you, you could never see the world as it really is. People sleep because it's comfortable. They get a false sense of security from predictability. But discomfort? Pain wakes you up. It forces you to look beyond appearances and question what others usually take for granted. It splits you open for something bigger to take root. This is why your journey has changed. Wasn't it you? It was intended to be hereditary. It was designed to be shaped by experience. And that kind of knowledge, the kind that comes from surviving, from deciding to go on when you are on the brink of death, is the only kind that can do that. Weren't you? To stay there, he retreated into the darkness. To teach you to see, you were pushed into it. Because the only people who have the power to truly change the world are those who have endured hell without losing themselves. 5th, The system is designed to break you first. The moment you came to this planet, the system saw you as a danger. You were unique, not because you were noisy, disobedient, or dangerous. Moreover, the system has no control over what is different. Predictability is necessary. It lives by conformity. It manages to survive by making individuals fit neatly into the positions it gives them. And what about you? You can never conform. That's why the system worked against you before you even knew who you were. Did it start early, with an education system where originality is traded for conformity? Through your superiors who advised you to speak more quietly, to be more grounded, to take the safe path. Through implicit instructions to minimize your size, to make yourself more likable and acceptable. Was it like that? It was more tactical than personal. They realized it before you did. What did they see in you that others didn't see? Your mental processes were different. How you asked questions without even trying. They realized that if you discover the power you have, you will discover it too. You would encourage others to do the same. And this? Someone who can teach people to think independently poses the greatest threat to a society based on control. So they have tried to weaken you, to make you question yourself, and to instill in you unfounded anxieties. They talked about you too much, as defiant and tough. You were waking up not because you were wrong. And if you wake up, others will wake up. The truth is that the system only tries to disrupt what it realizes it cannot fully control. Moreover, it was never intended for you to be silent in the first place, since it spends so much energy to silence you. The sixth is that time detects a signature in your DNA. Something in you doesn't quite fit this period, and it's more than just your character or your thought process. It's an old imprint embedded in your DNA, a remnant of earlier incarnations, earlier times, and lost awakenings. Was this unusual astrological alignment present when you were born? It was just the stars coming together for your birth. It was the universe acknowledging something that had been dormant for a long time. Memories, knowledge, and intuitions that were not there before began during this lifetime. It is time to spread the benefits of God. You can join His plan and this sacred cause by pressing the Super Thank button on YouTube. Whether you donate $100 or more, every contribution is a reflection of God's generosity, and I think it will come back to you in ways far greater than you can imagine. Why do you feel at times as if you have lived before, as if certain places or concepts resonate so strongly, as if you have met them before? Why is it that when you get into certain situations, your instincts seem almost prophetic? Do you have access to a vast ocean of information to fully explain it? In fact, this information is not new. It is not learned. Remember, from the moment you were born, you were part of a much larger stream of awareness stretching back thousands of years and into past ages that are no longer here. The signatures of your ancestors are encoded in your DNA. This knowledge was not transmitted through books or lectures, but within your own cells. This centuries-old wisdom lies hidden, waiting for the ideal time to come to life. And every time you transcend your own limitations, you interact with it a little bit more. That's why, while others are stuck in the present and looking vaguely into the future, you feel as if something bigger and more timeless is propelling you forward. You belong to a much older narrative, don't you? A narrative that transcends time and space, that calls you back to a realm beyond your current comprehension. Seventh, are you struggling with knowledge that was never acquired? There are times when you reawaken with a feeling, a sudden realization, isn't it? It's not just déjà vu, it is a knowing, something you are certain, almost uncomfortably certain about. It hasn't happened yet, or you haven't had a conscious experience. At first you may see it as a coincidence or a trick of your mind, but deep down inside you know it. It's as if the universe is communicating with you with hints of unremembered experiences. Here, the truth is that these flashes are not arbitrary. They are not some strange mental anomaly. You have information that you never consciously learned. This knowledge is woven into the fabric of who you are, rooted in your cosmic fingerprint. You were born not just in this timeline, but in the vast and complex web of time itself. This web stretches backwards, capturing memories from your past, lived in the past. It also stretches forward and gives you clues about the future. What are you experiencing? Is it an insect? This is a cosmic echo. Do you have the knowledge from previous lifetimes integrated into your awareness as you see fit, and the insight from subsequent lifetimes to fully express? Does your soul have memories that your mind does not have? Not yet. Have you experienced that withdrawal during strange epiphanies, those moments when it seems as if there is a thin, almost transparent veil separating the present from the future? And at such times you know things that didn't happen, things that cannot be explained. Isn't that a curse? Even if it is frustrating at times, it's like a gift. Linear time does not limit your thoughts and your soul. Centuries of knowledge at your fingertips. A knowledge that should lead you down paths the world has won, but doesn't make sense right now. I understand. Accept it, because it's not just knowledge, it's power. And even if you are afraid of where this knowledge will take you, it will lead you towards your destiny. The eighth is that your suffering is chosen, not assigned. I have often questioned why your life seems to be more difficult than other people's. Sometimes you feel that the world is putting too much pressure on you. Sometimes it may even seem unfair. But what if I told you that your suffering is different? Is it something that was randomly given to you as a kind of discipline? You had made this decision before your birth. You were aware of the rules of the game. You knew that in order to be a force that could change the world, you had to be willing to endure what others could not. The process of transformation is never easy. It requires giving something up. It requires suffering. It also requires being ready to face aspects of yourself that others would rather ignore. You were aware of that. You have accepted it. So, knowing very well that only those who can rise after being broken can survive, you have agreed to participate in trials that will shatter others who can actually rise and lead after being broken. Isn't that something that no one but themselves can understand? I have been through a similar journey. When people see your scars, they will think it is because of the cruelty of life. What they don't understand is that those scars belong to those who survived the fire and came out stronger. An easy journey was never designed for you. The purpose of testing you, refining you, and pushing you to your limits was to awaken the power hidden within you. All your suffering was not in vain. You were forged in the forge and honed in the fire. And when you come out of it, you will be someone with the courage, insight, and knowledge to guide others who are lost in their own shadows. Because only those who have experienced true pain can transform it into something beautiful. You are not broken. You are being transformed into something extraordinary. Number 9. Your energy will never be ignored and will either be feared or respected. From the moment you enter a room, there is an indisputable shift in energy. You have probably noticed this. Others either automatically withdraw or are drawn toward you, as if your presence makes them uneasy. Is this not you? Have you done this too? This is what you are. Does your energy remain silent in the background? It elicits a reaction, and this reaction is never indifferent. Either your presence will fascinate, attract, and somehow reassure others, or they will feel the desire to distance themselves from it, as if something about you is jeopardizing their carefully crafted reality, illusion, or comfort zone. Some people may want to be in your orbit and not follow your example. I can understand your confidence, your clarity, and your unquestionable sense of purpose, as if you are radiating something that people want and can have. They know they want it, but they don't understand exactly what it is. And some retreat silently, almost automatically, instead of approaching. Did they win? I can't explain why, but I will feel it. Maybe jealousy, maybe fear. And what about you? You will never discover apathy. People who see your energy as a danger will distance themselves from you and even try to criticize, denigrate, or otherwise undermine your principles. No matter how much you try to fit in or how nice you are, your energy will not be enough to give them the luxury of neutrality. Do you know the truth? You are more than just an individual going about your life, aren't you? You are a force that encourages people or makes them face their own shortcomings. No matter what people think of you, they will never ignore you. And isn't the ultimate price of being a human being destined to make a difference in the world to have an energy powerful enough to go unnoticed? 10th, you. You are not here to discover who you are. You are here to reveal what? It is reassuring to think of discovering who you are, but is that a lie that is not about you? You have never been lost. You have never been lost. You were only convinced to be so by the world. The world has taught you that you have to search within yourself to find something that has never been lost. Really, you are not trying to find out who you are. Have you come to let go of who you are? You have been like that for years. You have always been more than what other people perceive you to be, more than what society has made you to be. Life has tried to categorize you, to force you into positions and define you according to its limited standards. And every time you did, it felt as if the weight of other people was burying parts of you, suffocating you. But it wasn't. It was all the layers that life had placed on top of you that caused you to get lost. Isn't your journey about finding your new self? It's about removing the parts of you that were never really yours. It is about removing the barriers that those in power, society, and even well-meaning individuals put up, the labels, expectations, anxieties, and judgments that try to define you according to criteria that you don't accept. Are you here to uncover this truth? The power, the potential, the knowledge, and the sheer might within you was hidden behind all this, waiting to be discovered, always present. And when you have removed enough layers, I will see it. You will realize that it was never lost. You were just waiting for the day when you would have the courage to show up fully, unconditionally, and powerfully as the person you were always meant to be. 11th, you are experiencing the rules of manifestation in a new way. Most people realize that manifestation is a gradual process that requires perseverance, patience, and a gradual effort. But not so for you. I have always understood that the rules of manifestation and attraction work differently depending on your situation. What takes others years to materialize, you can bring into existence in a very short time. Your desires don't appear after months of trying. They come quickly, almost naturally, as if the universe has recognized the importance of your goals and is rushing to fulfill them. But the important thing here is that everything comes at a price. Is manifestation not working for you? Does it just mean getting what you desire? It requires changing everything in your path to make room for it. Doesn't the universe respond when you call for something? I'll give it to you with a beautiful bow. It forces you to change. It requires you to change, often drastically, in ways that most people will not. Have you confronted a problem that lies deep inside you? Is it a loss, a sacrifice, or an illness that shakes you to the core? Can you do it? It arises without any change. It may seem as if your whole being is being turned upside down, but the process of realizing your aspirations requires a profound inner shift. The cosmos realizes that you cannot use the power of creation if you cannot bear its weight. I understand that you will be tested in the same ways that others have been tested. Your materializing power is indeed a double-edged sword. Yes, it is a gift, but is it a gift that requires significant personal growth for each benefit? With a few concentrated ideas, you can accomplish what others have achieved with years of effort. But you will pay for it in ways that will transform you into a different person. And you will realize that when that change happens, it's not just about getting the result you want. It's about becoming a person who can actually achieve it. You are the proof that fate can be challenged. Number 12. Astrologers love their charts, their planets, their accurate calculations, and their ability to predict your life based on the stars that seem to have set your course at birth. They set limitations by restricting your potential within boundaries that are as inflexible as they are challenging, and by creating lines that are supposedly insurmountable. They use cosmic patterns that they claim are immutable to dictate what you can and cannot do, what you can and cannot achieve. But the problem here is that they have not predicted you. You are the outlier in a system that should be perfect, the cosmic glitch that defies classification, the force that defies expectations, the anomaly in the equation. In reality, the universe is not like that. It is always right. It can try to find you and chart your course, but it cannot explain the only thing it can. The path written for you is not the reason you are here. You are. We are here to rewrite it. What others perceive as limits, you see only as advice. Where are the astrologers? Is this your destiny? After looking at them, you say, "Observe me." Isn't that you? Disobeying destiny for its own sake? Instead, you show once again how much softer fate is than they think. Is your very existence proof that fate is not fixed, that one's destiny can be shaped and changed by sheer will, unwavering determination, and refusal to conform to any preconceived notions, calculations? You are living proof that the stars are not always right. Others firmly believe in a rule, but you are a living exception. You prove that sometimes the most powerful forces are those that can be predicted, measured, or controlled. You rewrite the laws of destiny, one bold step at a time. 13th, you gain what others can gain, but you lose more than most realize. Have you ever seen others achieve what you could not? Lasting connections, a security that gives them peace of mind, and a predictable route that allows them to sleep soundly knowing what lies ahead. It is easy to feel the pain of what seems like an eternal loss and to question whether you are missing out on something. But the harsh truth here is that you were never born with such traits. They were never meant to be together. The world offers you solace and reassurance, but is it giving you something much more remarkable and difficult? You were not made for a calm and stable life. You were destined to upset and destroy the idea that success is synonymous with stability. You were created to transcend the ordinary, not to live within its limits. Yes, this exceptional existence comes at a heavy price. You have lost meaningful connections, perhaps even the sense of stability that others take for granted. But in return, you have been given a gift that others cannot even imagine: the ability to reshape reality, to remove obstacles, and reinterpret what it means to be truly alive. Where others are happy with the small certainties of life, you aim for the limitless, manipulating space, time, and potential as you see fit. What are they doing? Are they similar to you? You are not just getting rid of existence, you are constantly changing its shape. Every setback and defeat has taught me what it takes to go beyond what other people see as limits. In the process, you are regaining something that is much bigger than anyone else, and someone trapped in mediocrity can never understand that. You are regaining the ability to change the course of history. And is that something you can do? Put a value on that. You may lose things that others hold, but who are you in the end? You will gain the kind of power and wisdom that will make everyone bow down before you. Ultimately, the story you relive is one that fits perfectly into a standard story, right? Was that your way? It was intended to be simple or conventional, and it certainly wasn't. It means following the rules that others have set for you. You were born to be normal, and your path was not charted to be comfortable. Every challenge, every adversity, and every setback you faced was part of the larger vision, carved from the raw material of fate itself. The image of a person who must change not only his or her own life, but reality itself. The power that no one can predict or control is you, the anomaly. You challenge with your very existence every restriction, barrier, and law the world tries to impose. You were created to break down barriers, reveal mysteries, and rise from your ashes in a way that motivates others to do what seems impossible. So welcome uneasiness, confusion, and turmoil, because they are indicators that you are on the right path. Your destiny is not to accept the routine, the predictable, or the safe existence that everyone else seeks. This is much less than your destiny. It is about accepting the fire within you and realizing that it is transforming you into something special. Something that will change the world forever. In time, you will become much more than a human being. You are living proof that nothing that exists, no cosmic aberration, no force of nature, not even fate itself, can limit your potential. You make your own path, and as you evolve, you see that every obstacle you face and every sacrifice you make is just another way of demonstrating your power. This is your reality. Now is your moment. And when someone like you chooses to show up, the world will soon know what is happening. If you have found a resonance in what you have read and have seen the possibilities of your own awakening, do not let this moment pass. If you want to continue discovering more of your inner potential, subscribe to the channel. To support us, make a donation of $50 by clicking on the Super Thank button. Like this video if you think you have the power to change your destiny. Share your ideas and experiences in the comments section below. Let's start by discussing how to embrace the unconventional. Remember to tell everyone who needs to hear about it that they are meant for more. The world needs individuals like you to rise up, so let's share this enthusiasm everywhere. Keep moving forward, keep changing, and never forget that this is just the beginning.